through the shadows where the storms collide. She stands with courage as her guide. Her whispers echo louder than screams, faithful to God through broken dreams. She's the silent storm, unshaken, strong. Through the trials, she's where hope belongs, a survivor standing tall, unbound. Her voice a beacon breaking the cloud. Tuesdays and Thursdays, the table set for stories shared, no room for regret. At 5:30 sharp, hearts come alive. Together we heal, together we thrive. Tuesdays and Thursdays, the table set for stories shared, no room for regret. At 5:30 sharp, hearts come alive. Together we heal, together we thrive.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is not going to be long at all. This is breaking news. Shout out to the Justice for Lamika. She highly had been charged. She is being charged first degree. So I'm gonna let you hear from the news lady's mouth from Channel 32 out of Chicago. Okay? Let me go play that really quick. Yeah, I'm so excited. I can barely talk. I can barely talk. I'm out of words. Hold on. Let me be finished here, y'all, so y'all can hear it for yourself. Hear it for yourself. Hear it for yourself.
Address this.
Hold on. Okay.
I'll wait for you guys to come into my live on this. I'm getting a lot of reaction online, so
Great
I
news,
do
y'all.
want to address
It's real.
this. Hold on a second.
Before Christmas.
Come on in.
I was just doing that yesterday. I hope it comes
It's been a
before
busy day in
Christmas.
this room. I am legit tired and exhausted. Come on into my live.
Yes.
Actually, I'm going to link this live so people can see it. So hold on a second. And then I'll explain what's happening. We are working really fast to update the web story, but I'll get to explain to you what just took place.
Thank you for fighting for us.
Hold on one second. Hello. Hold on. Okay. So now that I have your attention, a lot of you are asking the question, hey, you posted an old article. What is going on? You're saying that there is a charge against 𝘕𝘰𝘭𝘭 𝘈𝘳. Hold on, let me close this door. See, I hear all the rigmarole of the newsroom. Hold on a second. So a lot of people are saying, Tia, you shared this old article. Are you sure this is indeed true? So we are working on updating that article that I posted. So that is why I have it there. What happened, let me kind of walk you through what's transpired. So I was working on something completely different. There is a Justice for Ramika Blackman page that exists on social media. And I have been tagged in that several times asking for me to do another story. well, there was no update to provide for another story. So I took it upon myself to then make sure that I did the work of the people, which is to ask the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, is there any updates on this case? I actually did get a response. And in fact, I posted that response in this group yesterday. And it basically said what I heard back, that they were still investigating, that there was no new news. Well, at approximately 3:25 today, I got a phone call from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office on my personal cell phone that I use also as my work phone, to say that 𝘠𝘭𝘭 𝘈𝘬𝘮 has indeed been charged and will appear in court tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. So this is not made up. This is not fabricated. This is directly from the source in which I received the phone call. Over the course of September, when this happened, September 8th, I think is the exact date when this happened, I did do a story later on in the month of September with the family of 𝘠𝘭𝘭, went to their home, sat down with them, talked to them. I also heard from family and advocates of 𝘠𝘭𝘭 Johnson saying that, she wanted to clear her name. Apparently she had gotten a lawyer, and I told that person that, if she wants to clear her name, and, she's saying that it was the other way around, that she was the person that was being stalked, et cetera, that this platform, Fox 32, would be available for her to be able to speak. That never happened. I never had the opportunity to interview 𝘠𝘭𝘭 and hear her side of things, but that is what I know was the circumstances. And in fact, the family member told me that she was instructed from her lawyer not to speak, to let this play out. But I still left that door open for the possibility, the probability that she may want to come here at Fox 32 and air out what she felt was, wrong for people to keep saying that she deserved to be charged. With that being said, since that airing of my story, which I think was September 23rd, was the very first time I personally had a hand in telling the story of Ramika Blackman, telling the story of her son who's left behind, whose birthday was literally coming up, I think the day after that interview. I have stayed on top of finding out if charges were coming. Because one of the questions people had is, how do you just shoot somebody like that, based on what witnesses saw? Some witnesses did not want to come forward, and I think in part because maybe they knew it would be a day that they would have to tell what they saw in court. Understandably, you don't want to talk to the news if you're going to be in a witness box. And so, yes, it is indeed true that at 3:25 p.m. today, I received a call from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, one of their spokespersons who's been there for years, who said, hey, I'm calling you because she has been charged. I know you've been emailing pretty much on a weekly basis. I'm giving it to you now, letting you know what's happening. So yes, it is true. The article that is linked is currently old. That article will be updated, and that's why I linked it, the previous story. But if you stay with that previous story, you will see here shortly, as our web team is working to update that story so that the new information is out there. This is breaking news. And as you know, in a breaking news situation, a lot of times things are still developing. And in this case, this has not been written up. What I can tell you is that I did indeed just take to air the information that was provided to me from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. And it did go on TV. So they're updating that news article online, like I said, at this minute. She is charged with first-degree murder. The details of what has, transpired between now, when it happened and now, and what they found out will be forthcoming. We do see, which I think is very interesting. Let me tell you this information that we did just get. Our assignment editor here at the station did just send me, the sheriff's office put out some information about, trying to serve, let me go through this real quick. So they did attempt to, deliver what they say are order of protections from the plaintiff, which was 𝘠𝘰𝘭𝘭 Johnson, to 𝘕𝘠𝘭𝘭 Blackman. And they made they made an attempt on July 14th of 2025 to serve her, July 15th of 2025, unsuccessful, all of these. July 16th, July 18th, August 14th, and then October 2nd, which we all know she was not alive then. So all of these details, I'm sure, will come out in court. All of these details will be interesting to see, you know, what did the Cook County State's Attorney's Office find out, you know, since September. So September, October, November, here we are 2 months late, 3 months later, almost, pretty much 3 months later, almost 3 months to the day, by towards the end of this week, almost midweek, or I should say, yeah, between now and next week, almost literally 3 months to the day, September, October, November, December. What did they find out in that time that changed all of this? So yes, we did receive this information. We, again, are updating our website. This is not a joke. This is not a game. This is pretty much, you know, I wouldn't go to air with something like this and it's not true. And I don't play about, you know, someone being charged, except that's not a game to me. My job in covering deaths, killings, murders, injustices, that's not something that I play with. So I would never post something like that without it being true. And in fact, the article is updated. And so I will have that update in that previous article that many of you have already clicked on. So if you stay with it, that will be updated here soon. So no, I don't play about stuff like that. You know, I take my job seriously, and I stayed on top of this case because honestly, to be truthful with you, many of you were responsible for that because you were emailing me consistently to make sure that I did. And so that's my job. That's my job for you to call me out and say, hey, did you email? Hey, what did you find out? And I don't have a problem with that. And in fact, I'll tell you, let me go through this. I'll give you the actual dates of emails on which I started emailing, and then I got to run. Because I emailed about a lot of different things. So I want to make sure I'm telling the absolute truth about everything. Okay. So I emailed the day I did the story. Then I emailed September 30th saying, hey, good afternoon. I'm emailing to see if you can confirm if 𝘠𝘰𝘭𝘭 Johnson has been charged. Had not happened. Emailed again saying, hey, good afternoon. Any updates on this? That was October 8th. Emailed right before in early November. Any updates on this case? No updates. And then I emailed again on Monday because of you guys, which was December 1st. You asked the question in this group, calling for justice. You guys emailed and said, hey, any updates? You guys were asking me to see if there were any updates. And I emailed and said, happy holidays. Any updates on this case? I have received an absorbent amount of emails and posts on this today from supporters. And that was on the 1st that I sent the email. I got a response on the 1st, but did not see it. It was in my email at 1:47 p.m., but for whatever reason, I did not see it. And it said this, no, Tia, hey, Tia, hi, Tia, no updates, still a continuing investigation, hope all is well. And that was the last correspondence. I responded on Tuesday, which was yesterday, saying, thank you as always, happy holidays. And then today, that person who I also have a cell phone for called me from their cell phone to let me know what I'm presenting to you today. That charges, you know, a charge of murder, first-degree murder, has been imposed against 𝘠𝘰𝘭𝘭 Johnson and the death of 𝘕𝘠𝘭𝘭 Blackman. So that is how it all transpired. I believe in being very transparent. I have nothing to hide about this. I believe as a reporter, my job is to work for the people. I know a lot of reporters don't work like that. They get all caught up in, being on TV. That stuff doesn't mean anything to me. I would do this job if I was never on TV, because I believe in working for the people, whatever that looks like. If you get a tax bill that's wrong and it's ridiculous and it doesn't make sense, call Tia Ewing up. I'm cool with that. If you see something, you're driving down the street and you see it and police say it's something different than what you saw, call me. If you want me to press an agency because they're not getting back to you because they feel like you're a nobody, call me. I will have that microphone and camera in their face in no time. So I got into this to make sure that I'm a soldier for the people. I have no problem with that, because that's what I got into it for. I believe this is public service. And yes, it is a job presented in a public platform on TV, but I work as a public servant. Without people, supporting you on the news, giving you stories, holding you accountable, then you don't have a job. So I have no problems with being posted in the page. And like I told you guys from the beginning, no, I can't bring charges. That's not something I can do. I'm not a lawyer. I don't work for the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. And the same way that I gave the family of 𝘕𝘭𝘭 Blackman a platform, I would love to hear what 𝘕𝘭𝘭 𝘈𝘬𝘮 has to say for herself. I would love to hear it. I'm very curious to know what she has to say for herself and what has happened during all of this time. So I've only heard from family from her. I've never heard from her directly. And I do know that she has a lawyer. I also know that she apparently has a concealed carry. So that may have played into this. But again, we will find all of this out in court at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time here in the Chicago area. She will be in court tomorrow. So if you watch this later and you're watching this back, you're like, what's happening? Tomorrow here in the Chicago area is Thursday. 11 a.m. she will be in court, and there are no cameras allowed in the courtroom. So anything that happens, a reporter has to be in that courtroom to hear it. And then lawyers, et cetera, family usually comes out and talk after the fact. So that is what we know. That's the information. And by the way, the state's attorney's office would never call me to say someone is charged and they don't know it. Now, I will tell you, I called the family right away to let them know they had not heard about this yet. I broke that news to them. There were tears. There were tears over the phone about this. So that is what we know. We do not have a mugshot yet for her. And when I say for her, I'm talking about 𝘕𝘭𝘭 𝘈𝘮. We don't have a mugshot of her yet. We called the Chicago Police Department and contacted the Cook County Sheriff's Department. But usually if you have a court date of 11 a.m. and they've already set that, you're usually already in custody. So we will see what happens. This is a story that we will watch very closely. I will post the link to our current story in this video. But if you haven't seen it yet, you can go up above this video right here and you'll see, actually it will be below, correction. The story will be below and you will be able to see it. So go check it out. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I know there were a lot of questions. You felt like you were left in the dark, and hopefully I was able to fill in those gaps for you. Have a great day. I'm just doing the work of the people. That's it. That's all. This is true. This is not a farce. And I hope you guys have a amazing rest of your day. I have another live hit at 4:22. I have another live hit at 4:30, but I just wanted to bring you the very latest. So there you have it. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Tia. Thank you. Thank you for the great news. Great news, you guys. It's done. I mean, it's not done. It's not done. As we know that Holly Johnson has been arrested. She had been charged with first-degree murder of the death of 𝘕𝘭𝘭 Blackman. Okay. Yes. Shout out that, justice is served. Like I said, nothing against Holly at all. Nothing against that young lady, but she was wrong. Wrong is wrong, right is right. She had time enough to get in her car and drive away, but she chose to walk to her car. She chose to walk away from the scene. Because when she went to her car, she's walked away from the scene. Okay? She walked away from the scene. She should have left. But with her walking away from the scene and then went back and shot her, the what I call that, the CWW, whatever I was calling it, they hands off of her now, because they said once she get charged with that murder, they're gonna pull their hands off of her. So she don't got no help for them. She gotta go get her own lawyer and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm glad justice is done. Justice is done. It's the hard part yet. We got to still keep Miss Tina and her son, and the rest of the family in prayers, because this is gonna be the hard part. Because they probably be hearing stuff they probably never heard. They're gonna have to, see probably the video again, during court. This stuff gonna have to present itself. You know what I'm saying? So we got to pray for them that because they got to relive that life again. You know what I'm saying? What happened to 𝘠𝘬𝘭𝘭 on September the 8th. Okay. So she had been charged. We like the lady said, the news lady, anchor lady said that they do not allow no cameras in court. Okay, so she do go to court tomorrow morning in Chicago at 11 a.m. So I'm quite sure a lot of protesters might be out there, with the family and support and stuff like that. It's just no cameras could not go inside. So shout out. You guys, we did it. I'm saying me too, because I did some videos on it. I was doing what I had to do as well. Okay, so we did it as a team. That's why we stayed focused, even though the little ranchers try to go into some of the Justice for 𝘠𝘭𝘭 try to, stir up some commotion and stuff like that, and the administrator over there had let them know, no, we're going to stay focused. We're going to stay focused on 𝘠𝘭𝘭, okay? All that arguing and stuff, it was uncalled for. So shout out to a great teamwork, sending out emails, sending out letters, all over the social media, talking about 𝘠𝘭𝘭. And we already knew from the beginning that it was not no self-defense. And then when Carlos opened up yesterday and said he told her not to shoot her, you know what I'm saying? All these evidence come up a little bit at a time. So now it's going to be Carlos against Holly. Okay? They both going to have to talk. Okay, so Holly has been charged. As of right now, she is booked right now. I don't know if they're going to keep her until the trial start. I don't know that yet, but she's been charged. That's a good thing to say. So I got to get up out of here. I just want to tell you guys this breaking news real quick that Holly Johnson has been charged for first-degree murder for the death of Ramika Blackman. Okay. My prayers is for the family. I'm glad justice is finally being served. And I'm glad it came before Christmas, before the end of the year. I remember when I said on one of my lives, it'd be so nice if they can get this great news that she be charged before Christmas. And look, if it came before Christmas, that I know that's a good, even though they know they can't get Ramika back, she can't come back, but they got to feel some type of joy that she is being charged. You know what I'm saying? She is not, she's not walking the streets. Okay. So keep on doing your work. You got to keep on doing your work. Because I know Justin from 𝘠𝘭𝘭, the Meek Squad, they get ready. They're shouting. I know there's going to be some lives going on. So I'm getting ready to go so I can get ready because I don't got no appointments tomorrow. No appointments tomorrow. I don't think. I don't got no appointments. Yes, I do got one appointment. Yes, I do got one appointment in the morning. So I'm going to be still try to hang out as long as I can, you guys. And I'm not laughing because, I feel bad, but I'm happy. I am happy for the family, okay? Because no way, they should get away with this, okay? No way they should. That was not no self-defense at all. Nope. Okay, you guys, I'm out. See you later.
Through the shadows where the storms collide, she stands with courage as her guide. Her whispers echo louder than screams, faithful to God through broken dreams. She's the silent storm, unshaken, strong. Unbound, and Thursdays, the table set for stories shared, no room for regret. At 5:30 sharp, hearts come alive. Together we heal, together we thrive. Tuesdays and Thursdays, the table set for stories shared, no room for regret.